Good day and welcome to another episode of Drew's Book Reviews. Today we get to talk about Book 3 in the Expanse series, Abaddon's Gate. If you're interested in what I have to say about Abaddon's Gate, stay tuned. That is coming right up on Drew's Book Reviews. All right, good day. Thank you so much for joining me here, and let's talk about Abaddon's Gate here on Drew's Book Reviews. But before we get into that, make sure that you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and as always, you could join me on the Discord or also on my Patreon, which will be linked below. If you want to see more content like this, because I can promise you a lot more is coming up with the whole Expanse series as I continue to go through. So right now we are talking about Book 3, Abaddon's Gate by James S.A. Corey. This is the third book in the Expanse series. So as this is the third book in the series, you've got to expect that there's going to probably be some spoilers along the way for the first two books at least. I will keep this one as spoiler free as I can for Abaddon's Gate. So of course this is picking up after the events in the previous book, and the mysterious alien artifact which has launched itself from Venus with the proto-molecule has formed this massive ring gate out by the orbit of Uranus, and there's just this weird thing going on over there. Nobody knows what this ring is or what its purpose is or where it comes from. All they know is that the proto-molecule used some kind of elements from Venus and the biology of the station that crashed down on Venus to create this ring gate, which is now the focus of our story here in Abaddon's Gate. So the ring gate, of course, is Abaddon's Gate. As usual, James S.A. Corey writing team, I believe it's Ty Frank and Daniel Abraham, do not disappoint with this addition into the Expanse series. Every book that I've read in this series so far has been just amazing from start to finish. I absolutely love what's going on in this book and how this gate, this mysterious gate, is actually being used as kind of a catalyst to start to bring everybody together and uniting the factions, the Belters, the Inners, and of course the Earthers and Martians throughout the solar system. Kind of, sort of, not really. They're all going there to investigate this mysterious gate that has appeared, of course. But it seems to be this portal to this alternate dimension or universe where everything moves excessively slowly compared to the rest of the universe, and they can't figure out why. All they know is that one guy tried to race through and ended up, well, coming to a sudden halt pretty quick, killing him instantly. So that's kind of how part of what opens the story is the discovery that through the gate, it's what they've termed the slow zone. And of course, we've got the Rocinante and Captain Holden. Now again, this is where some mild spoilers might come in if you haven't watched the show or read the previous books, but Captain Holden is basically being haunted by the ghost of Detective Miller, who is basically being used as a medium through which to communicate with the proto-molecule in this alien space station at the center of the void beyond the ring gate. And so Captain Holden is trying to communicate with whatever it is this mysterious alien entity is in order to try and figure out how to solve the mutual problem that everybody's having together. But of course, not everybody agrees with that, and only Captain Holden can actually see this ghost of Miller. So it kind of has that really interesting aspect to that. And of course, in the meantime, we've got Ashford, Captain Ashford, on the Behemoth, which is the stolen Mormon generational ship, which was previously called the Nauvoo. And he's got a whole mutiny thing going on his ship, and it just becomes chaos throughout the book from start to finish. Everything has gone to all hell and back. The speed limits within the slow zone have been altered and changed. Everything's going crazy. Seems the ghost of Miller has the solution to their problem, but the trick is Holden has to convince everybody that there really is a ghost of Miller and that has the solution to their mutual problem. In the meantime, of course, we've got to deal with the rebellion on the Behemoth, or the mutiny on the Behemoth against Captain Ashford, who has gone crazy, absolutely insane, and become this power-hungry tyrant, essentially, trying to control everything that's going on and maintain control for his people and those that are loyal to him. And of course, the Behemoth itself kind of turns into this war zone, and it's just insane what's going on there. Now, another interesting aspect of this, is part of this whole storyline, is that there's kind of this pilgrimage of different representatives from different religious faiths who are on their way to the ring gate. And through the ring gate and through their religious faith, it's kind of presents the religious perspective of what the meaning behind this ring gate is, and what does it mean for humanity. Now, I also have to say, I really love how they're using this religious perspective to, you know, question what this means for religious faith. If alien intelligence exists, what does that mean? Do they have their own God? Does God even exist? What does that mean for the nature and religious view of humanity and what we are? Whereas the religious view of humanity seems to be centered on this idea of having a supreme importance. But once we discover evidence of super intelligent alien life, what does that mean for humanity? Are we no longer special in the eyes of God? Does God even exist? And it's really interesting how they take that religious perspective from the preachers of the day within this story and start to kind of question those philosophical ideas and those religious ideals and what it means for the rest of humanity within that greater context of the book. And I thought that was a really interesting take on that. In fact, I kind of wish they would explore that more within the whole storyline. There's a few aspects where that's being explored, but not a significant amount of aspect that's being explored in that. But it definitely comes up within the whole story as a whole. And I really loved kind of where that was going. So I kind of wish it had gone further and explored that more. But it just didn't. So that's kind of something I would have liked to have seen more within this book overall. And some of the other aspects that I have to say, there is one part of the whole Expanse series that is kind of driving me nuts, and that is the Belter slang. Half the time I can't understand what the Belters are trying to communicate, what they're trying to say with the Belter slang. It's actually kind of annoying. I mean, I definitely understand that it's being set up to kind of give their own culture and dialect, which is awesome and all, but it can be difficult to understand, especially if you don't know where it's going and what they're trying to communicate, say, and do. And it's just kind of really annoying with the Belter slang and the way that that's mixed in, because you really don't get what's trying to be said, the way they're talking. And that is kind of annoying. That's kind of one of the drawbacks that I guess you could say that I'm having with this series so far. But overall, the series is just fantastic. I'm absolutely loving everything that this series is talking about. I love the way the book is written. I love the science fiction style that's there, where everything just seems to be realistic science fiction, which is just an awesome thing, and I absolutely love that. And I certainly look forward to continuing on the series. I'm much farther ahead in the show than I am in the book, so it will be interesting to see how the show continue, or how the books continue to flow along, and whether or not they line up with what's going on in the show. At this point, we're only at the ring gate, the consequences to that, the Behemoth and the mutiny on board of that, and how everything works out in the end with that. And of course, when all's said and done, who knows where this story is going to go? I haven't read all the books yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to continuing to read each and every book in this series, because this has really been a fantastic book series so far, and I am loving it from start to finish. This is a great book series, and I am really enjoying it. So if you want to hear more of my thoughts on the Expanse books, definitely make sure that you hit that subscribe button, because you bet I'm going to continue to put out videos on the Expanse books as I read them each and every month, right through until I'm done all the Expanse books. I've got up to book 8. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a book 9, so definitely stay tuned for that. And as always, thank you so much for liking, comment, and subscribing. And of course, join me over on the Discord if you want to have a discussion about the Expanse. That'll be linked below. You can also join me on my Patreon as well. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time on the next episode of Drew's Book Reviews. Until then, keep on reading. Bye!